Here we go. So, plenty of aluminum on this one. That shouldn't be a problem. Iron's kind of in this corner, but there's iron literally everywhere. Literally everywhere is where the iron is. Dry ice spread about as well, which is kind of interesting to see. Water is kind of the awkward resource this game. Playing around that might be difficult, interesting, frustrating. I don't really know. Take your pick of all those options, I suppose. There are a few locations that are usable, certainly. I don't know exactly what I want to do with it. I almost want to try and make a robot play in some ways. See if I can make that work. I don't know if it would go well, though. This area is tempting, but there's not a lot of water near it. I kind of almost want to go scientific down here. And it's just the lack of water that worries me in particular. Not so concerned about robotic this time. Could be good. Might not. Okay. That's interesting. That's interesting. I mean, we all rage when somebody takes our spot, right? So that shouldn't be any real surprise at all. Okay, I could take really good iron, or I could take kind of close iron. This is tempting. The downside is I'm not in dry ice if I land there. If I land over here, I'm closer to a lot of other things.
Robotic colony founded.
Asimov, already planted as a robot. Alright, well, we'll see how that goes. Could work out well for him.
Robotic colony
Nobody wanted my tiles. Nobody wanted anything near my tiles, which is fine. Totally fine with that. Not problematic at all. Silicon is worth literally nothing at the moment. A lot of people sold that down, which is interesting to see. Took my spot. Oh man, everyone wanted it. It's true, it's a good spot. The problem is there's no water near it, but if you're a robotic player, maybe that's not so much of a concern, right? Maybe robotic's the slightly better call. I'm actually just going to take this claim, go counter to my usual play. Try and make this work instead. Might need to transition out of these a lot sooner than expected, especially with robotics in the game. Like, I knew aluminum wouldn't be all that valuable, but I wanted the ability to kind of swap between aluminum, dry ice, things like that, if that was necessary. So that's kind of why I went the direction I did with this particular found. Hopefully before long I can push to an additional claim or to an upgrade, although it is kind of far away right now. We'll just have to see exactly how it pans out. Keep selling down iron for the moment. This guy's got a lot of iron coming in, so he's actually in a really good spot. Asimov right now. He's in a really good spot. He's going to be able to press forward with that pretty easily, I think. We'll commit to this pretty hard. We have a lot of claims coming if we upgrade, which is a good reason to push for an upgrade before too long. Try and reach that upgrade. Probably going to be a good call. Man, that steel mill is making us nothing. It's making us no monies. May as well just turn it off. That's what happens when you have a steel mill down that doesn't have any adjacency bonuses. Yep, Asimov's got good adjacency rolling in. Like I said, he's in a great spot. There's really no doubt about that. He is well set up to move forward. It is 0.2 more steel a turn, maybe, ish, kind of. You think it does something, hopefully. So we'll let that go for 18. I don't know if that was the right call, but I'm kind of looking at this low price of silicon and hoping maybe I can get into power and abuse that a little bit. I don't want to do it right away because I want my extra claims in particular from upgrading. But it is an option. Turn that back on. But maybe I can even plan... Well, silicon just jumped up, so somebody's trying to do something with it, it looks like. Maybe even just buying it because the price is low. Well, hopefully we'll be there soon. This is the downside to this particular start, is I'm kind of relying on this aluminum. I should have gone to iron. It would have been a much better decision, I think. And I'd have been in a much better spot.
Robotic colony expanded.
Oh, that hurts. That actually... He's up at 3, and I'm still down at 1, and that raised the price on steel, which wasn't what I was looking for. That's alright. We're not completely out of it yet. Unfortunately, the power play is not really looking viable because silicon's already up at $35, and Asimov has managed to push into power already. What we can do, unfortunately also, Herbert has gone and covered up the really nice water nearby, which I was not expecting him to do. I guess he has a lot of claims, it looks like. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It feels like a lot of claims. I'm just going to make him mad. Because I wanted those 2 water. That was actually a big part of why I found it here, was the water. And then he went and took it, so... Now I'm in a bad spot. I was really relying on that in a lot of ways. Silicon's only up at 24. That might be usable. Especially because it would let me switch these tiles around. Potentially. If I get into power instead. I have 1 extra claim on top of that. If I could get into... There we go. That'll help. Maybe all 3 of these will just turn into power to help out a little bit. I don't have that much debt. It should be doable. Game music has abandoned me. Well, you're the one who took the 2 nice waters. It's not like I have any better water to take. So, I blame you. You should have taken those waters faster if you wanted all of them. Or taken none of them, and then you wouldn't be in this predicament. Ha. Take that. Alright. Well, hopefully we're okay. Obviously, we're probably not going to actually make any money off power. It sucks, but that's the way it is. All we need to do, though, is make just enough money to get to another upgrade. And we'll be in a slightly better spot. Yeah, Herbert's going to go after me, not because he's angry. Which just sucks, but it's the way it is, I guess. I could just commit into completely destroying Herbert. If I get EMP'd by this, I'm probably just going to give up everything and do my absolute best to knock Herbert out of the game. And not do anything besides that. Because if he lands like a 16,000 EMP that hits me right now, would be absolutely worthless. So, I mean, if we want to play that way, we can. I can definitely play that way, and I'm generally pretty good at it. Whereas Asimov over here is running away with everything. His debt isn't even really hurting him right now because he doesn't have very much. Mostly because of the lack of life support. Really huge advantage for Robotic. Robotic might be, honestly, a very strong colony right now. After all the changes they've received and all the adjustments and things like that. They could end up being very, very strong. Maybe I buy a goon squad? I can't buy a goon squad from here, honestly. I can't buy a goon squad from this position. People shouldn't be attacking me, generally, if they're trying to win the game. So I'm not going to buy a goon squad from this position. I should have gotten rid of my steel, is what I should have done. Because there's not a lot of people consuming steel this game. It would have been the right call. Maybe I'll do it after I've upgraded. Alright, here we go. This is the game now. This is the game now. This is what we've turned the game into. This is all that's going to happen. I can upgrade, so I'm going to upgrade just to make sure I can make more money and keep throwing black market out. And that's all this is going to be.
Be able to ship more industries off Earth in no time.
That's all that's going to happen. I don't even care at this point. You're the one who said something, so I assume it's you. Maybe I'll just start nuking everybody equally. That's going to be my only goal. I'm not trying to win anymore. Power. There we go. Black market's online. I just need 3,000. I can make another underground nuke purchase. We're just going to try and nuke out everybody this game. It's going to be the only goal. Just keep nuking. It'll be alright. We just need to keep nuking.
No, these are perfectly legal high-performance dietary supplements.
This is all I'm interested in from now on. I hate getting attacked by black market when I am so far behind. And especially by black market that costs 16,000 debt to purchase. If you're trying to make money on power or anything like that, like power's not even making me money at this point, right? I'm just struggling to stay in the game. So please, please, please don't attack me like that. I'll just go a little nuts. Still need silicon, which sucks. Silicon was doing alright, and then I completely seemed to have killed it by trying to make glass. That didn't go quite the way I was hoping, because I'm still trying to make money so that I can attack people, obviously. That's really the only point, but still, it's a worthy goal. Did I get a new claim? I got another random new claim. I don't know why that happens. I don't know why that still happens. It really shouldn't, in my opinion. Let's just keep nuking. Just nuke all the things, literally. Literally all the things. Let's see. Are you pulling in something weird? I haven't nuked you yet. You need a good nuking. What do we nuke of yours? Nuke your water, maybe? We could nuke your silicon, right?
The black market is online.
I'm just going to play merry-go-round with the nukes. That's all we're going to do. Let's see. Ah, yeah. These aren't really doing well. We could just make dry ice condensers. Forget everything else. Let's just do that. That's the whole point of taking this territory as opposed to a different one, was for dry ice. Let's just do it. Make it happen. Still have too much debt to make money from power, obviously. But we're trying. Wow, steel is doing horribly. Let's get out of all that. What do we want to make instead? I haven't even looked. Reactors could be okay. Food could be alright. I mean, both of them kind of work. I'm kind of leaning food, though. 20 seconds until we can nuke again. Very unfortunate, but we're trying. Trying to make it happen. Aluminum is up to $30, which is quite a bit. Man, carbon died fast. 4 seconds till we can nuke, so we're not going to upgrade just yet. We're going to push to this nuke first. And it is Herbert's turn. Upgrade.
Our domination grows.
Could grab a couple more water, I guess. Water's pretty valuable this game. Asimov's going after me. No, people protect me if you don't want me to just die.
Your stock is being bought.
Because I just upgraded and I have no money. It's really no big surprise that Asimov would save money until that point and then go after me. It's a really good move to go after somebody right after they've upgraded, because it means they have no cash with which to defend themselves, and the fact that everybody else also just upgraded makes for a really interesting situation. If each of you wants to own half of me, I'm fine with that. Wow, these are awful. Fine. I'll just even get out of them. I don't even care. Go back into steel. Sure. Why do I have 7 claims? That's a good question, Herbert. Why do you have 7 claims? I don't know the answer to that. Let's see. What are we going to do with this? It's your turn. You have that. That's really not... Well, it's kind of worthwhile. It's not a great tile, but it'll work. There you go. Not a great tile to hit, but it works. A mutiny? Mutiny on my water. How rude is that? Very rude is the answer. It's very rude. Oh, man. Silly, silly game. I guess I can try and defend myself a little bit so I can stay in the game longer and nuke more people.
Yeah. Your stock's getting sold.
That's a really good way to allow him to buy me out and then lose the game, I guess. I mean, if you want to play that way, that's fine. It's kind of whatever. You can do whatever you want, realistically. It's just a video game, but still, that in particular is a really good way to guarantee that I die. Selling out of me, I gotta buy another nuke and punish somebody. There we go, that'll help. It's a little bit better. It's not a huge hurt. If I wanted to hurt him real bad, I could have nuked his water. That's clearly the better option. So I just gave him a little hurt. Just a little bit. Just a little poke. Asimov can't quite kill me yet. It's pretty close, but he's not quite there yet. Let's see, the glass is going alright. The dry ice condensers are helping. I wish I had a little bit more of this water. It'd be kind of nice. Asimov's just not quite there yet. He's struggling to make money too, it looks like. Although his electronics production is going to carry him through quite effectively. Especially because he's got it reasonably well upgraded. Oh well. It's interesting that he didn't put down something like power right here. Could have been a real interesting play, putting down power in that spot.
An independent industrial
I don't really want to spy. I'm not interested. I'm just going to be nuking people. What do I need a spy for? Let's transition. I could go back into steel for a while. It's not great, though. Iron's just really awkward. More mutinies on all my water. Should be no big surprise. I could just go into more electronics. Or more chems. I mean, either one kind of works. I guess I'll do the chems. Food's good again, worth noting. Let's see, I can't quite afford a nuke. There we go. Who do we want to nuke this time? We're back around the circle to Herbert. Now, Herbert claims he didn't deserve it. But I don't know if I believe him. So, I'm just going to nuke his water. I do have an extra claim again. This is a good way to play. Just stay behind everybody and get free claims rolling in all the time, and you'll be fine. You don't need to worry about it. It explains a lot about how people have been coming back in games where I don't expect them to if they've just randomly got claims showing up all the time. I don't know what that's about. Claims shouldn't be randomly showing up. Finally, I'm dead. That only took forever. That only took literally forever. I should have died so much faster. Interesting that Yuzzo decided to let me die. That was a curious play. That particular decision. Yeah, I know my loss is well deserved. I wasn't trying to win that game. I wasn't trying to win that game at all. I didn't care. Wasn't really the point. I can't even see who got the EMP. All I can see is that I was the one that was hit by it. Somebody paid $16,000 to keep me from paying down some debt, and I got mad about it, and I'm fine with that. I'm very comfortable with this decision. I attacked all of you to the best of my ability. Equally, too. And it was quite interesting for me. It was a lot more entertaining than trying to win the game would have been, that's for sure. You do get a little tired of getting kicked when you're down. Alright guys, so Gameslayer is probably going to win this one fairly easily. He definitely got to a super cheap buy with that majority buyout option. The other two have completely defended themselves. I almost stayed alive. It was a very near thing. If I hadn't bought that last nuke, I would have lived. But, let's be honest, I needed to use the nuke cooldown. There's no question about that. I mean, it just had to happen, right? I didn't have that option. But we'll see what happens. Hydroponos isn't in the worst spot ever. My nukes did the least damage to him. He's managed to still kind of use his territory, despite all the nukes that went flying out. So that's very good for him. Food shortage coming in shouldn't be any real surprise. I assume some of these guys, like Yuzzo, looks like he's really trying to take advantage of food as it stands at the moment. Gameslayer is making food, but not a lot. It's not even upgraded at all, so it's really not doing a whole lot for him. And I think Yuzzo might be in a position. He's got 400 set aside. He's in a pretty good spot. Gameslayer's disconnected, in fact. Oh, this game's going awfully. Don't even worry about this game. This game's horrifying. I got EMP'd when I was in last place on my power, and then I was just like, I'm out. I'm done. That's it. Nukes everywhere. And it looks like at this point, Hydroponos is going to win pretty easily. Is what it looks like, actually. Because now we've got an AI in place of Gameslayer. Now we have an AI in place of Gameslayer. He's not going to be able to defend himself against Hydroponos, who has half of his stock purchased up. And then Yuzzo will just die shortly afterward, especially because the AI, being an AI, I would not be surprised if it bought into Yuzzo's stock gradually at some point. So that's how this game is going.
Price manipulation.
Because I don't appreciate being hit by black market when I'm in last place, generally speaking. He just has a massive stock advantage. I don't know what happened to Game Slayer, though. Kind of unfortunate, I guess, that he disconnected. On the other hand... it is interesting to see how this can kind of fall apart. Because I expect the computer to go after Yuzzo, but I expect Hydroponos to be able to purchase the computer. That kind of leaves the game over, if that ends up being the case. Hydroponos does need to push to about 10 times his current cash. Alright, so that will be the game. It will go over to Clark, aka Hydroponos, at that point. And that was going to be our last game of the night for the time being. Given that I have some other things I would like to go do.
Filthy bandits.
Yeah, I don't know why the concede button doesn't work, but it doesn't. And interestingly enough, there it is. There's the auto win for Hydroponos for being the last human player left in the game. Soren, if you want to know what happened that game, I did that because I got mad. I almost lived too, but Yuzzo decided to sell out of my stock and let me die. And it mostly happened because of this right here. And then there were these, which was frustrating, but whatever. But I spread them evenly. See, 3 on Game Slayer. I guess only... No. That wasn't the right thing. 2 on Game Slayer. 2 on Hydroponos. And 3 on Yuzzo. It was enjoyable. That makes sense for concede. That does make sense for concede. I guess. Kind of. No, it makes sense. It makes sense overall. That was a really weird game, though, because you can see that it was a very awkward map, and Game Slayer got a pretty good robotic spot, and almost ran away with the whole thing because of it. I don't know what would have happened if he didn't disconnect. His stock situation was a bit precarious, but obviously he stayed alive and got half of it secured. So I don't really know what would have happened if I wasn't going nuts with the nukes everywhere. Yuzzo, I took your claims because they were literally the best water available to me. Look, you took the water that I wanted, I took other water that you wanted. I don't see how this is any surprise whatsoever. It's not like I was targeting you, but if you look around, that was literally the best water for me to take. It was literally the best water, Yuzzo. And I did not nuke you non-stop. I didn't even remotely attack you non-stop. Because I hit you only 3 times. I hit you 3 times total. Yeah, you are. It's fine. Well, I'm not upset because I've managed to relieve some of my stress with the nukes, so we're all good. But I do want you to know I hit Game Slayer twice and I hit Hydroponos twice. And I even tried to do a little damage to Hydroponos with it. Alright, guys. As I said before, that was